As we wind down for the Christmas break, we have some important headline news for you regarding security. Microsoft and AWS just had their big events for the year, but we still have some news that's happened since those events wrapped up. And Google GCP is making things even easier across services and regions. All this and more in the next 10 minutes or less. Hey there, I'm Matt Carolyn, and welcome to the final Puck Online episode for 2021. We aim here to bring you the hot topics for the last month in the public cloud space. Today we're here in Richmond, BC, Canada. We just came out of November with two major events with Microsoft Ignite and AWS reInvent. So news is a little light this month, which means you can get to your Christmas celebrations even quicker. But if you haven't already checked out our videos for Ignite and reInvent, there's a big download of knowledge and game-changing announcements to digest there, so make sure you don't miss them. Anyway, let's get into it. And in security news, if you've been living under a rock for the last week, you might have missed the news about the Log4j zero-day exploit for Apache. It's a Java-based logging utility, part of Apache logging service. The current version, Log4j 2, became generally available back in July of 2014 and became the standard in August 2015 the next year. On December 9th of this month, a zero-day vulnerability involving arbitrary code execution in Log4j 2 was published, but in a tweet by Alibaba Cloud Security Team. It is being characterized by Tenable as the single biggest, most critical vulnerability of the last decade. It has affected services including IBM WebSphere, Oracle, iCloud, Minecraft, Steam, Twitter, and much more. If you're interested in seeing an extensive list the NCSC has published on GitHub, check out the link on screen. The recommendation out there to protect yourself is to update Log4j to 2.15 or later, as it was just released and puts restrictions in place for remote execution. As well, increase your security monitoring, especially around Log4j activity. Major cloud providers have already put updates in place, including new scanning rules to detect and mitigate Log4j attacks. Besides Log4j, the other top threats in the world in the last month have been Nickel coming out of China and targeting government orgs in Latin America and Europe, attacks targeted at the IT services sector coming out of Iran, aiming to steal login credentials to further enable attacks down the business chain. And the last one to hit the radar in the last month has been HTML smuggling. HTML smuggling is a highly evasive malware delivery technique that leverages legitimate HTML5 and JavaScript features. It's increasingly used in email campaigns that deploy banking malware, remote access Trojans, and other payloads related to targeted attacks. And in Azure news, I wanted to start off with this great infographic a friend from Microsoft shared with me. It's great to hear that the big players like AWS and Microsoft are not only setting ambitious environmental plans with deadlines of 5 years instead of the laughable 50-year goals our governments around the world pretend they are serious about, but this infographic provides a bit more detail on what types of energy-saving methods Microsoft are using in order to reach their goal of not only having a zero impact, but also to contribute to the power grid. And if you missed the announcements of Microsoft Ignite last month, make sure you check out our special episode 35, where we cover the top 20 out of the 96 major announcements which came out of the event. And Azure is getting more serious about space, with a heap of announcements on the 9th of December related to Azure Space, which itself was announced at the end of 2020. So Azure Orbital has entered preview, enhanced imagery with Project Turning, and a partnership with Airbus brings high-resolution satellite imagery and evaluation data to Azure. And another great infographic I wanted to share was this one on Microsoft's end-of-service roadmap for the next 3 years. So take a look, and if you have any products on here like SQL Server 2012, System Center 2012, Exchange 2013, Windows Server 2012, then now is the time to start planning for your next upgrade or migration. Also shown is what ended in 2020 and this year, such as Exchange 2010. Worthy notes of solutions which are not there, which will be seeing end of service next year, would be .NET 5, some versions of Windows 10, and version 1.x of Azure AD Connect. And in AWS news, so we're a little light on new AWS news since we just covered all the major announcements that came out of AWS reInvent last week. But if you missed it, make sure to check out our video, episode 37, going over the top 28 announcements to come out of reInvent. But here are a few new ones that have happened in the last few days. So if you're not familiar with FinSpace, it's a data management and analytics service which has been purpose-built for the financial services industry. It's designed to reduce the time you spend finding and preparing financial data to be ready for analysis. For a quicker setup, AWS released this month pre-configured data catalog, sample data, and improved data loading. And you can now use AWS Cloudformation templates to quickly deploy solutions that use Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP file systems. FSx ONTAP is a storage service that provides the familiar features, performance, and APIs of on-premise NetApp file systems with the advantages of a fully managed AWS service. And in Google GCP news, managed Anthos service mesh support for GKE Autopilot entered preview. GKE Autopilot with managed ASM provides ease of use and simplified administration capabilities, allowing customers to focus on their applications, not the infrastructure. Customers can now let Google handle the upgrade and lifecycle tasks for both the cluster and the service mesh. Cloud Tasks is GCP's fully managed asynchronous execution control service. You can now create Cloud Tasks queues in multiple GCP regions across the world. Cloud Tasks is a regional service, and up until this month, task queues could only be created in a single region. With this release, you are now able to achieve ultra-low latency tasks added with task queues located close to your cloud application. Furthermore, you are now no longer required to deploy an App Engine application in order to use Cloud Tasks. And finally, DataStream is a serverless change data capture (CDC) and replication service. It allows you to synchronize data across databases, storage systems, and applications reliably and with minimal latency to support real-time analytics, database replication, and event-driven architectures. DataStream integrates with Dataflow and Cloud Data Fusion to deliver real-time replication to a wide range of destinations, including BigQuery, Cloud Spanner, and Cloud SQL. So in Wrapup, make sure you check out publiccloud.ninja for links to all our vodcasts, podcasts, and online meetups and events. And click the like and subscribe button so that we get notified each month when we release a new episode. Our next episode will be in January next year. Till next year, stay safe and keep challenging yourself.